I do think that 10% will obviously happen here in February, as was said. But to your point, do we get to this, true, we've heard a lot of numbers. I've even heard some, I think, interview where they even heard 200%. So do I think that we're going to get to these extreme levels, really is the question, and the answer is no. I think, we have seen the Trump regime before, and so that does give us, a little bit of an example of what we should expect this time around. And that's not a political statement. It's just, we have to look at, kind of historical behavior. And I think, Trump's his version of negotiation is coming in extremely strong-handed and then, eventually getting to the place he wants to get to. So I think what we should expect here is that you'll hear a lot of narrative and rhetoric around very extremes, especially when it comes to tariffs and other policies from the Trump administration, and then backing off on that to really compromise, we use quotations on that, to get to the point that they really want to be at. So I think we'll probably see tariffs, in that 20-25%. That's probably where they'll land. And then at that point, you'll start to see more negotiation with China or other countries that we're importing here in the U.S., before we go any further than that, at least in the near term.
Right, but you've said that you would not trade on narrative alone. So what is your trading position right now?
Yeah, so I think you have to look at what's worked for the last couple of years. I think will continue to work in the meantime. I think if you look at how markets reacted today, you did see a little bit of a shift towards small caps with the worry that, potentially the large cap stocks here in the U.S. might suffer a bit relative because of tariffs. But I really think that's just going to be short-lived. And I think, if you look at the at least large moving policies out of the Trump administration, they really favor large cap tech in particular. And obviously you see that with Stargate, is that you're going to see deregulation. You're going to see, this push towards big business, big tech business. And so I think that's really the momentum you want to continue to ride. I don't think anything has really changed from 2024 when you look at the U.S. and where the outperformers were and what drove those, the factors that drove those. They really haven't changed just because Trump has gotten into office. If anything, it's exaggerated those. So for us, we're kind of playing the same things that worked in 2024. We think will work at least, like I said, in the first half of 2025. Now, I do have a little bit of a different opinion on what the back half looks like, and it's largely driven by how the overall U.S. economy and the global economy reacts to some different changes. But in the near term, I think you want to still kind of play the same playbook, as boring as that may be.